Hello students. In this video, you're going to get some practice at ordering numbers. So first integers, then some fractions, and then finally some decimals. So let's see how we go. Okay, you've done this before, so this is just a bit of practice. Put these positive and negative numbers into order smallest to biggest. Quick reminder, big negatives are on the left, big positives are on the right. Okay, so away you go. Okay, let's see how you went. Well, the biggest negative number here, think of that as being your biggest debt, is -4, so you owe $4. Then you owe $2. That's a bit better than owing $4. Here you're square. You don't have any money, but you don't owe anybody. Here you've got $1, and there you've got $5. So biggest negatives are furthest to the left, biggest positives are furthest to the right. Okay, bit of common sense here. We're not going to convert all of these to decimals, which is one way to do it because that's way too much trouble. So just have a look at them and see if you can put them in order from smallest to biggest, just using number sense. Okay, let's see how you went. Well, obviously, the mixed numbers that are bigger than 1 in this case, are going to be to the right, and 3 is bigger than 1, so the biggest number is 3 1/3. The other one is 1 1/8. That's still bigger than 1. And if you're looking at these and thinking of pizzas, well, the worst amount of pizza, assuming that you like pizza, is if you're only given a fifth of a pizza. Then half a pizza is not as good as 7/8 of a pizza. So there's those numbers ordered from smallest to biggest. And finally, let's do some decimals. So have a go with these, please. Okay, well, the best thing to do is to, again, we got one number that's bigger than 1, so that one's obviously going to be the largest. Now, with these here, a common mistake that students make is they ignore the decimal and they say the one that's got the most digits has to be the biggest number. Well, not necessarily. Here's what you do. You compare the whole numbers. In this case, the 1 was the biggest, so that's why it's on the right. Okay, after you've done that, each of these are equal in terms of the whole numbers. They're all zeros. Now compare the tenths. Well, that's 5/10, 3/10, 7/10, and 1/10. Well, 1/10 is the smallest. 3/10 is the next smallest. 5/10 is the next smallest. And 7/10 is the next. In other words, you only worry about the tenths. You don't have to look at the remaining digits. Okay, just to finish off this little video, there's a combination of fractions and decimals. So go ahead and put those into ascending order, please. Okay, let's see how you went. Once again, we're just going to rely on number sense. We're not going to convert all of these. I don't think we have to. Now, are there any numbers there that are bigger than 1? Well, yes, there is. 5/4 is an improper fraction, so that's going to be more than 1. Now 0.9 is almost equal to 1, so that's going to be the next largest. 1/3 or 0.4. Well, if you know that 1/3 is 0.333, that's going to be the smallest. And then you get 0.4, and that's bigger than a half. That's smaller than a half, so that one has to go in the middle. So when you're doing questions like this, I think what you have to use is just a range of your number sense, a range of skills with your number sense in order to do it. If you can't do that, the alternative is to use your calculator if you have access to it and convert each of those to decimals, and then you can arrange them from smallest to biggest because they're decimals. Okay, and we're done with that one.